we'll see the Browns and Chargers facing off for the 28th time since 1970. LA's looking to make it 11 wins in the last 14 against Cleveland. It's Week 6, and it's next.
From the future home of Super Bowl 56, there's a look at SoFi Stadium just south of downtown Los Angeles. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Chargers. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. We're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should. And what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And the Scat folks believe that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Now Donovan Peoples-Jones. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Browns set to go on offense for the first time, led by Baker Mayfield in his 4th season now from Oklahoma.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
First carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 12 carries, 57 yards.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
2nd and 4. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And bulldozing his way through. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
First down, they'll run with Chubb. Some tough running, but it only gets him to the 45. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A give. This is Chubb. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Play fake. Mayfield. A quick throw, but incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball. And he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Mayfield now. It's caught by Hooper. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
All right.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Mayfield to throw it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
From the 5-yard line, with this opening drive yield 6. This is 3rd and goal. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. More from L.A. in a moment. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try to run with Hunt, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And Kareem Hunt, the one to finish it off, as he did so with a touchdown run.
Cody Parkey, the kickoff for Cleveland.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And no return here for Reed. This will be a touchback. The Chargers set to go on offense for the first time, and they are led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2020. Now in his 2nd season out of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
They'll run here with Eckler, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Herbert. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
In punt formation. That's the end.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Chargers nothing.
Charger football to start quarter number 2. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Now Nick Chubb and the Browns get set for their next possession. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mayfield looks to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hunt. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run. Chubb. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there. 2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they do.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Second and 12. From the gun, Mayfield. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. Fights through and now a crease. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A big play that time on the catch and run. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb, and he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Now Mayfield. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Beautiful throw right there on 3rd down, and it looked like this was going to be 6 points, but a nice touchdown-saving tackle at the end of this. Even still, this offense is knocking on the door now with a 1st and goal at the 1.
Chubb is in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Now Parkey for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. A 10-play drive that time. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run.
Cody Parkey to kick off for Cleveland.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now he dumps this off over the middle and inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. And it's caught. Touchdown, Browns. Anthony Schwartz, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Parkey adds the extra point, and it's now 21-0.
Cody Parkey to kick off for Cleveland.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. No run back here for Reed, so this will come out to the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll operate convert from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Justin Herbert looking to pass. That'll be complete to Cook. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On first down, Justin Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be a 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right.
Out of the gun, Herbert. He'll get this into the hands of Travis Fulgham. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good...
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 20. Back to throw here, Herbert. That's into the hands of Eckler. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll get started up at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, where you see the final score there. Aaron Rodgers, terrific in the victory, as his guys up their mark to 4-1 now. From there, let's head to AT&T Stadium as we check out the Cowboys at home in Dallas. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting New York Giants. Dak Prescott lighting it up. He's got 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh. Check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Ben Roethlisberger, terrific in the victory as his guys up their mark to 4-1 now. On to a look at the next-gen stats for the Browns in that first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Cody Parkey to kick off for Cleveland.
The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And no return here for Reed. This will be a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. On first down, it's Herbert. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Double tight. 4 down. Look out.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Open man is Trey Burton. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
From the 39, Herbert. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense.
All right, just call the call. We're going to play it. Come on now.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 45-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That's a nice play there.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
And Jared Cook's been doing this for a lot of years. The last 2 in New Orleans. The Chargers turned to him after losing Hunter Henry to New England in free agency, and they made a nice decision.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Herbert now. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. Looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down inbounds. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Herbert back to the air. And that will be incomplete as well. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
So here are the Browns to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Shreds the tackle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 82 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Mayfield's throw taken in by Landry. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Jarvis Landry now in his 4th year with Cleveland, a 5-time Pro Bowler. No one plays harder in the league, and he's only missed 1 game in 7 years. He does what he always does, makes a nice catch there.
To throw, Mayfield. He completes it to Beckham. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
And unfortunately, in 2020, Odell Beckham tore his ACL in Week 7. The Browns still made the playoffs, but boy, if they had him around, they're thinking about a much deeper run. A good grab there.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Chubb. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
He was brought down by Chris Harris.
That's it.
A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
The coverage unit out there thinking pass on 3rd and 3. Mayfield to throw it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Parkey's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Parkey now following the made field goal to kick this one off. Joe Reed going to return it from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So out come the Chargers. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Here we go. Here we go.
Austin Eckler got hurt last year, missed 6 games, but still finished with 54 catches, the 5th most by a running back in the NFL. But remember this, 2019, 92 catches. This guy's a definite threat out of the backfield.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Now it's Herbert. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. The Browns drive about to get started. They begin this drive with Chubb. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
And I have to think that when this play began, the running back thought to himself that this looks promising, but that feeling certainly didn't last very long. Super play defensively to lock in on the best route to his target, and he stopped him for no gain.
And the final number here in terms of top speed, I mean, that almost looks like a misprint. He was just absolutely flying. Unbelievable. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Play fake. Mayfield. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They started on the ground with Eckler. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Herbert on 1st down now. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. M.J. Stewart, mainly known for his pass coverage, this time a sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Here's Herbert. Caught by Allen. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now, standing just outside his own goal line. Fielded just inside the 30. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. For the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Mayfield on 1st down. Again, he's got that man Landry. And he's brought down. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Going right back to Beckham here, complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Now Parkey for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run.
Cody Parkey to kick off for Cleveland.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side of this one. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. And this is Cook with a grab. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And Herbert able to get this one to Eckler out of the backfield. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now they got to get to the line quickly. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. To the air again, Herbert. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll make it second down. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Herbert throwing again. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead is down to 24. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Now Chubb. Oh, nice move. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. And even 100 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Going deep here for Landry. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big connection on that one. 64 yards. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Browns, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.